Hello and welcome to Deborah Cowell Yoga. We will be doing a class today focusing on core strength and just building strength in general. So we will be moving forward with the breath. So just stay with the breath and fill the body up with the breath. And if you find that you are losing the breath, then just come back to child's pose. Take a break whenever you wish to, and don't worry so much about how the asanas look, but just be very present. Just move forward and stay centered, stay in the moment without worrying so much about how far you can go or how deep in the pose you can go. Just go to where you are comfortable. So we're going to begin today by just sitting very comfortably in a seated position, and you may choose to sit with your legs crossed, or you could sit in hero's pose, whatever you wish to do. So whichever way you choose to sit, then just sit with a nice long spine, taking the crown of the head up, taking the shoulders down the back, and lifting the heart. And we're going to come to the breath. So just closing your eyes, taking your chin down ever so slightly. Feeling your sit bones grounding down to the earth. And just noticing the quality of your breath as you sit here. Just allowing your breath to smooth out. Letting the energy rise all the way from the sit bones right up through to the crown of the head. And take this time to just notice perhaps what you're feeling. So in the body itself, and maybe inward. And then we're going to just very slowly start to open our eyes here. And we're going to come on to all fours on the mat. So if you're sitting on something, just put it to the side now. And come down into child's pose. So take your toes together and your knees wide and just drop down. Taking the arms forward. Taking the shoulders down the back. And just sinking down into the hips. Forehead touching the mat. Coming back to the breath. So inhaling fully and exhaling, sinking down.
So inhaling from the belly all the way up to the top of your collarbones. And then exhaling all the way back down to the navel, drawing it right up into the spine. So just allowing your diaphragm to expand in all directions. Feeling the lower ribs expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. The back of the body expanding, contracting. So just allowing the breath to move up and down. And maybe just noticing the sound of your breath. So hearing that nice soft sighing breath at the back of your throat. The Ujjayi breath. And we're going to inhale and come up onto all fours. So plant your hands down, open the fingers wide on the mat and really press them down. And we're going to come into a few cat-cows just to open our spine and wake it up a little bit. So on the inhale, we're going to look up, bring the tail up, and then exhale and round. Inhale, come forward. And exhale and round. Inhale, come forward. And exhale. So just moving with your breath, waking up the spine. And then coming back to tabletop, we're going to just start to rotate the hips a little bit just to wake up the hips. So just bringing the hips around in some circles here. And then maybe turning them the opposite direction. So you can make these circles as big or as small as you like. You could even incorporate the front of the body as you move. And then come back to tabletop. And we're going to inhale and then exhale, just look back at your toe. Inhale forward and exhale, look back at your toes. So just moving back and forth, waking up the side of the spine here. And then coming back to tabletop. And then we're going to tuck our toes and then just come back. Inhale, come up. And exhale, just come down. Inhale up. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. And this time come all the way down to the mat. Slide your arms forward, slide your nose, your chest, your chin, and come down into Sphinx pose. So spread your hands wide on the mat and press the tops of your feet down. So the only thing that's touching is your pubic bone, the tops of your feet and your arms and hands. And we're going to just inhale and start to draw the heart forward. So taking the shoulders down the back, bringing the heart forward. And then exhale. Drop the forehead, bring the hands down beside the ribs. Come up onto your knees. Tuck your toes and come into a down dog. So just take some time here to maybe walk the dog a little bit. Coming back to your breath. Shoulders moving down the back. And then just take a few breaths here. Grounding down through the fingers. Really pushing those fingers into the mat. And then come up onto the toes. Inhale, come up. And then just rock forward into plank pose. So your arms are directly under your shoulders and you're not collapsing here. So really draw it up and then exhale, come back into your down dog. So we're going to do that a few times. So inhale, come forward. And then exhale, come back. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, come back. One more time, inhale, come forward. And then exhale, come back. Inhale, come forward. And then we're going to come into a chaturanga, coming all the way down. So bend your elbows facing back, come down, hover, 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 and inhale, come up. Into your up dog or cobra, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to exhale, just come up over the toes, come back into your down dog. Take a breath. We're going to bring our feet together. Inhale, lift up the right leg. So really bring it back, nice and strong, engaging your left leg. And then we're going to come forward, bringing the knee to the chest. And then exhaling, coming back. Inhaling, coming forward, and bring the knee to the outside of the right elbow. And exhale, bring it back. Inhale forward, left elbow, and then exhale, and bring it back. Inhale to the center, and then exhale, and bring it back. Drop your foot down to the floor. Take a breath. Look forward, inhale, and jump or walk to the front of the mat. Bend your knees and just let your head hang here. Releasing. And then we're going to inhale and come all the way up. Reach up. Exhale your hands to the heart center. Inhale up. And exhale and fold down. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale and fold. Step back into your plank pose. Exhale, come down. Chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale, down dog. Feet come together. Inhale, left leg up. And bring it to the chest. Exhale back. Inhale to the outside of the left elbow. Exhale back. Inhale to center, to the chest. Exhale back. Inhale, come forward to the outside of the right elbow. Exhale back. Inhale to center. Exhale back. And bring your foot back down to the earth. And take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. So just walk your hands back a little bit, about halfway on your mat. And then we're going to take our right hand and grab our left leg and just open up to the side here, getting a nice stretch along the side of the body, breathing into it. And then place your right hand down and take your left hand back. Grab your right leg. And you can look out underneath your arm here. Just opening up the side body. And then bring both hands down. Walk your hands back out. Come back into your down dog. Bend your knees, look forward and hop to the front of the mat. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up, press down, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Come into your chair pose, bring your arms alongside. And then inhale, come up. And then come all the way up. Bring your hands to the center. Inhale, up. Exhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step back into your plank or hop back, whatever you wish to do. So step or hop. And then we're going to come down into our chaturanga. Inhaling, coming forward. And exhaling, coming back into our down dog. So just take a breath here. And then we're going to inhale, lift up the right leg. And then bring it in towards the chest. And drop it down beside the right fingers. So just stay up on your fingertips here. And we're going to inhale, lift up the right arm. So really reach up here. Stay onto your toes, the ball of your foot here. And then inhale, just bring your arm alongside the ear, looking out underneath your armpit. And then inhale, come back up. Drop your hand, drop your knee, flatten your foot, and inhale. Reach up, open up. So sink down into the hips, and then open the heart. Swing your hands back down, hands come down to the floor. Inhale and step forward. Lengthen and exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, come up. And then all the way up. Exhale, come down. Step back into your plank pose. Come down into your chaturanga. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath. Inhale, left leg comes up. Come up onto your toe, draw it into your chest. Exhale, bring the foot down to the floor. Inhale, lift up the left arm. Reach up. So really finding strength in the back leg. So engaging all the muscles in the leg. And then just drop your arm alongside the ear. So finding some nice length along the side body here. And then inhaling, coming up. Bring the hand back down to the floor. Drop the back knee. Sink down into the hips. And then inhale, come up. Finding length. And then exhale. Come back down. And step to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, your hands to your heart center. Inhale, come up. And open your feet about hip distance apart here. And then we're going to exhale and come all the way down. So just dropping your hands towards your heart, bringing the thumbs into the heart center, and lengthening out through the spine, dropping down through the back. So dropping the pelvis down towards the floor as you open up. And then come back. And we're going to roll down onto the mat and just hug our knees into our chest here. And then just bring your head, your nose up towards your knee. Take your arms out alongside the body and just hold it here for a few breaths. And then inhale, bring the legs out straight. And then come back as you exhale. And inhale, bring them back out again. Exhale. So just moving back and forth a few times. And then bring
the knees back into the chest. And maybe just rocking back and forth. And bringing the feet back down to the mat. So just feel the floor with your back. And we're going to take our arms out wide here and bend the knees about 90 degrees. You can also do this with your legs straight up if you wish. I don't think I have enough room here. But the choice is yours, so you can stay at a 90-degree angle or keep your legs straight. So we're going to inhale, and on an exhale, just drop the feet down to the floor, and then inhale, come back up. And then exhale, drop them down the other way. So I'm going to do that with my knees bent, and exhale. Inhale up, and exhale, come down. Inhale up, and exhale, come down. So just move with your breath. You can go at your own speed, just working back and forth. So working a little bit of the side of the core muscles, the abdominal muscles. So one more time. And then placing the feet back down onto the floor. Take a breath. So we're going to take our hands behind our knees now and just roll up into a half boat pose here. And then take the soles of your feet together and take your hands, point your fingers, interlock your fingers, and then exhale, straighten. Inhale, come forward, and exhale, sit back. So just moving the feet back and forth, really engaging the core muscles here. And then grabbing your knees and rolling back down. And just let your arms come out wide for a moment. Let the knees touch each other. And we're going to roll up and come onto our belly for a moment and work the back of our body. So core strength is not only in the front, but it's in the back as well. So you want to balance that out. So we're going to come down, rest our head on our forearms, and just come to the breath. And then we're going to start by taking our arms alongside our body, bringing the feet close together, pointing the toes, dropping the forehead. And then we're going to lift up our chest, our arms, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and maybe interlock the fingers and really push the tops of the feet into the floor as you lift the heart off the mat. And then exhale, come back down. Take a breath.
And then we'll do that again, and this time we'll lift our feet as well as the top part of our body off the mat. So bringing the arms alongside the body. We're going to start to inhale and lift top of the body, chest, legs. And if you like, you can interlock your fingers here and really lift up the heart. Breathing. And then exhale, come back down. Take a breath. Maybe bend your knees and just let them fall from side to side. And then we're going to bring our feet close together again and bend the knees. So you want your knees to be in line with your hips. You don't want them splaying out to keep your knees safe here. And then we're going to reach back, take a hold of our ankles. And then on an inhale, we're going to lift the chest and lift the knees. So on an inhale, come up and breathe. And release. Soften back down to the earth and take a breath. So place your hands beside you again and just push down with your hands and come back into child's pose for a minute. So bring the big toes together and just sink down, coming back to your breath. Just observing your breath. Then slide your hands back, come up onto your toes again, and take your feet out a little wider and place your hands underneath your shoulders as we prepare to come into crow pose. So find a point to take your gaze at and then just lift off. Take your gaze forward and breathe. And then come back down. So if you were at the front of the mat, you could come into your crow pose. And then hop back into your chaturanga. So come back down onto your knees, and we're going to roll back onto our back for a moment. So bring your heels somewhere so that you can touch your heels with your fingertips and keep your knees in line with your hips here.
minute to feel the lower back touching the mat. And then we're going to, you can either bring your arms up like cactus arms if you wish, or you can just grab either side of your mat as we prepare to come into bridge pose. So on an inhale, we're going to lift up vertebrae by vertebrae. So really pushing down through the feet. If you can, lift the toes off the mat and find the four corners of the feet as you push down and engage your quadricep muscles here. Lifting up. So you want to have enough room between your chin and your chest. Enough room that you could place an apple or an orange there and still be able to breathe. And then exhale, slowly start to come back down. Take a breath. And we're going to do that one more time. So on an inhale, come up. And maybe you could interlock your fingers this time. Taking the shoulders down, but not pulling them. Just taking them away from the ears. And then exhale, come back down. Take a breath. So we're going to do that now, incorporating a little bit of a flowing wave-like motion as we move through. So on an inhale, we're going to lift our hips up, lift our arms up overhead, and then exhale them back down at the same time. So let's begin. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And release. So we're going to roll up. Take your hands behind your knees and just roll along your spine for a moment. And then we're going to come up into sitting and standing at the front of the mat again. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale and lengthen the spine. And then exhale, step back into your down dog. So we're going to continue working on that core strength a little bit more. So take your right foot into the center and bring your right arm underneath your right shoulder and then come over onto the side. So if this is too much for you here, you can always bring the front foot forward for support. So the choice is yours. And really bring the side body up here. And then you can come into the full expression by just lifting the arm, lifting the gaze, looking up at your thumb, and smiling. And breathing. And then to come down, just place your left hand on the mat,
Come back onto your toes into your plank position. And then we'll do that on the opposite side. So just stacking the feet or bringing the top leg down to the floor. And then inhaling, coming up. And then exhale, come back down to the floor, into your plank position, come down onto your knees. And we're going to just sit back again. And come into Tadasana. So place your hands beside your hips, lengthen up. Actually bring your fingers back and just open the heart here for a moment. And then come back into your Tadasana. So we're going to do a reverse tabletop position. So place your feet on the floor and you can have your hands either pointing back or you can have your hands pointing forward. The choice is yours. Having them back this way is a little bit harder. If you have any wrist issues, then maybe do it the other way. So on an inhale, we're going to lift up and engage the core muscles. So you can keep your head up, or if you have a nice strong neck, you can keep it in line with the spine and stay there and breathe. And then exhale, come back down. Maybe take your arms forward and just shake out your hands a little bit. Rotate your hands, your fingers. And then we'll come into a reverse plank. So coming into Tadasana, I'm going to keep my fingers pointing forward this time. So drop. You can keep your toes pointing up. And then start to lift up with the arms and then drop the feet down to the floor. And then if it feels good for you, you can let your head come down. And then release. And then just shake out your legs sometimes. Get little cramps in your legs or your feet during that pose. And we'll I'm going to come to the front of the mat so that you can perhaps see me a little bit better. And maybe just cross your legs for a moment, finding the length in your spine. If you need to sit up on something to elevate your hips, a block, blanket, whatever, just to tip the pelvis a little bit further forward. And then come back to your breath. So finding length, we're going to start to come forward onto the floor. So just reaching your hands forward, and wherever you end up, that's perfectly fine. And then relaxing the head down. And then coming back up And then maybe just walk your hands out to the right side and get a nice stretch along the side of the body. And then coming back to center and walking your hands out to the left, finding length, and then dropping back into it. And then coming back up. So change the cross of your feet for a moment. And then again, find length. And then just walk forward one more time. And then out to the right. And to the left. And then coming back to center. And we're going to roll back down onto the mat. And just take your feet out to the outside edges of the mat. And we're going to inhale and exhale, just drop the knees down to the right, take your gaze out to the left. Inhale back up and exhale down the other way. Inhale up and exhale, come back down. Inhale up and exhale down. So just windshield wiper your legs, working with your own breath. And then come back to center. And then just come up onto your fingers and keep your knees bent here. And we're just going to rotate those legs again, just moving them back and forth. And look up over your shoulder. And then coming back down again. Bring your arms out wide. And we're going to cross our right leg over our left leg. And you can either do this with your legs over each other, or perhaps just keep your knees at a 90-degree angle. So just shift your hips over to the right for a moment. And if you want to, you can take your right foot over your left and just intertwine them or keep them at a 90-degree angle. And then just twist over to the left and take your gaze out to the right. So you want to have both shoulders on the floor, coming into this twist. And just breathe into it. inhale, come back up. Bring the feet down to the floor. And then shift the hips over to the right. So again, you can either come down with your knees at a 90-degree angle, or if you choose to, you can wrap your left over your right leg and then come into the twist that way. But again, you want to have your shoulders on the mat, so if it's starting to lift off, then maybe just come into the 90-degree angle. And breathe. And then bring your feet back down to the mat, bring the hips into the center. And we're going to prepare to come into Shavasana. So if you would like to grab a blanket here to place over yourself, then do so. So just take some time to find the center of your body so that you're equal on the mat. And if you need to shift around, move your hips, maybe move your head a little bit, lengthen the neck, bring the shoulders down the back. Just start to relax the arms, palms facing up, and just let the feet flop out to the sides. So just start to soften the entire body. Close your eyes. And just feel the heaviness of your body on the mat as you come back to your breath. Maybe just observe your breath. Notice any difference from perhaps when you started your practice today. So maybe your energy level has increased. Maybe that energy has been flowing through your body now that you have the prana flowing. And now you can come back to that softness again, surrendering. So that everything is in balance. Come back to the earth. And just let the mind become very still. Let your body grow very heavy. Soften your face, your jaw, your eyes. Any place that you might be holding on to any tension, just let it go right now. So you can continue to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. I would suggest at least 10 minutes before you come out. And just take that time for yourself. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.